Today on Fashion Guide, a Kazakh-Georgian friendship. Fashion designer from Tbilisi, Keti Chikvadze talks about her second homeland, Almaty. A children's charity fashion show. Boys and girls become runway stars for one evening. A huge scandal about an experimental set for a fashion show involving horses. And Biker Beckham, the famous football player, creates a collection for motorcyclists. A comeback to her second home. This is how Georgian designer Keti Chikvadze feels when she visits Almaty. She's originally from Tbilisi, but lived with her husband in Almaty for a long time, so she almost became a local. She also began her career in Kazakhstan. I got married and we moved to Almaty. I felt that we were going to stay here for a long time, so I decided to start my own business and opened a small shop here. Then I met people like Alexei Jen and Sayat Dazibayev right when Kazakhstan Fashion Week had gotten its start, and that's how it all began. She has participated in the Kazakhstan Fashion Week more often than most fashion designers from Almaty and has been doing so for almost 10 years now, never missing a single season. I only participate in Georgia's and Almaty's fashion weeks. I sell my clothes in Tbilisi, Almaty, Arabian countries, and also in Paris. One of my best boutiques is in Paris. But without Kazakhstan, Paris and Milan are unreal for me. It's a part of my life. However, her collections are more similar to the work of her Georgian colleagues. Georgian designers have proven themselves as fashion professionals over the last 10 years. Lots of them lean towards a more European style and have achieved success in the West. Georgian designers work by global standards. That's why we're so good at this. I mean, we go with what's popular, what's trendy. The lines, the fabrics, all of what they're using around the world. There are many talented designers, but they do not follow what is fashionable. You know what I mean. That's why they're not really good at this. Georgians have good taste. Georgian designers have been doing great in Kazakhstan for the last several seasons. After Keti Chikvadze, our fashion lovers were taken by such designers as Aka Nanita, Leila Iloshvili, Anuka Kiburia, and others. Their fashion sense is usually saucy and a little bit rebellious, but always attractive. I feel that Georgian designers love black because it's like we have some sense of color inside. Black is prevalent in our collections, and so is fur. I've started to use fur in my collections, but just a little bit. And then there were orders from clients, so I had to use fur. I can say that for the last 6 years I have used fur. In this year's autumn-winter collection, Keti used black and fur and adorned her pieces with lace, chiffon, neoprene, and velvet in different colors. And of course, she didn't forget about her now traditional use of handmade embroidery. This dress is one of my favorites, because these shoulders are a theme in my collections. I used silk here, and leather, and of course handmade embroidery. I use these details in my collections very often, in jackets, dresses, long and short dresses, so this detail is also famous. Now Keti Chikvadze's schedule is full until the end of November, with work in Paris and Milan as well as in Tbilisi. But she's not going to forget about Kazakhstan. The designer has promised to open a new showroom in Astana very soon. Big dreams for little models. An extraordinary fashion show has just taken place in Almaty, where the boys and girls from Almaty's orphanage got a chance to walk the runway. This event is a special action organized by the charity foundation Mercy, whose owner, Arujan Sain, believes that whether a child has a family or not, he is talented, clever, and beautiful. The event allows for these children to be in the spotlight as the boys and girls walk the catwalk as fashion stars. Many entertainers from the Kazakh scene came out to show their support. What I have to do today is not to sing for children or something, but to be a participant in a show with underprivileged children. I think artists should be role models for everyone, and I hope that our fans and viewers will realize that in Kazakhstan, we have problems that are worth solving. The children were dressed in various costumes, as heroes from their favorite cartoons and in clothes from some fashion brands. The young models presented collections from different seasons. First, they wore stylish jackets, then changed into shorts and singlets. After the show, they all got to keep the clothes as gifts from the organization. This charity event has taken place in Almaty for the past 2 years as a way to bring attention to the problems of underprivileged children. Not for horses. Adamant animal rights activists from PETA arranged a protest during the show of designer Victor de Souza in New York. He used horse-drawn carriages to display his new collection. The animal protectors considered the choice thoughtless and cruel. To have horse-drawn carriages in the center of a metropolis can be an inconvenience for citizens, and what's more important, can be very dangerous for the animals.
I'm all for it. I hope they do it again. And I'll be here. Rain, sleet, snow, whatever.
However, citizens didn't get the point of the action, leaving some of them confused.
It's kind of crazy, but I understand why the people are protesting out there because of the animals and it being hot, but I don't really have a problem with it.
Oh, well, that's very strange. But after all, this is New York.
The protesters walked out on the streets with posters that read, "Save our horses." The designer himself, a couturier for the stars, didn't meet with them, and the show took place anyway. The football player who rides a motorcycle and dresses fashionable bikers, David Beckham continues to develop his career as a designer and presented a capsule collection for motorcycle fans.
Making that transition from obviously playing soccer as an athlete and then going into obviously the business side of things, you know, there's not many things that obviously replace being on a soccer field apart from watching my kids play and watching them train. But obviously I knew that when I came to the end of my career that I knew that I had to have things set up that I could then jump straight into.
The small collection for the British band Belstaff includes jackets and trousers for bikers. Beckham himself is a huge fan of motorcycles, so he will definitely wear pieces from his own collection.
People look at the collection and they know that it's stuff that I wear, so people obviously are very interested in it because they see me in it every day. You know, I wear these pants, you know, not every day, but most days, and black t-shirt like this, and the jacket when I ride. So, you know, people know that it's very personal to me.
David confessed that as a designer, he's still far from his wife, ex-member of Spice Girls, Victoria Beckham. They are in different leagues.
We're very competitive, but not with our fashion lines. You know, Victoria's is a whole different monster to what I'm doing. You know, mine's just a capsule collection, which, you know, takes time to create, but obviously Victoria's is all about, you know, that's all her focus is always on. You know, that's what it is. So obviously with myself, you know, I have different things that I'm involved in. Obviously with the team in Miami, with the whiskey, with other things that I do.
But the most important thing for David is that his collection for Belstaff was interesting to his sons.
Yeah, you know, obviously the boys are interested in me riding. You know, they love bikes. They're proper little boys, so you know they're jumping on and off my bike, and when it's just stood there in the driveway, and they love the collection. My eldest boy actually can fit in some of the stuff, which is. I was waiting for this day where my son goes into my wardrobe and starts wearing my clothes, which I found the other day, funnily enough.
At the time Beckham's collection was released, he also starred in a photo book called Off-Road, shot by master of fashion photography Peter Lindbergh. Besides his collaboration with Belstaff, the football star has also worked with H&M for a couple of years. And that's all for today. Do not miss the next fashion guide at the same time on the Kazakh TV channel.